Welcome to Designed for the Creative Mind, a podcast for interior designers and creative entrepreneurs to run their business with purpose, efficiency, and passion. Because while every design is different, the process should remain the same. Prepare yourself for some good conversations with amazing guests, a dash of Jesus, and a touch of the woo-woo, and probably a swear word or two. If you're ready to stop trading your time for money and enjoy your interior design business, you are in the right place. I'm your host, Michelle Lynn. Hey y'all, I'm Michelle Lynn, and I want to welcome you to my new podcast. This is Designed for the Creative Mind, a business podcast for interior designers and other creatives. I just want to welcome you and introduce myself, tell you a little bit about who I am and what this podcast will be all about. So to start with, as I mentioned, my name is Michelle Lynn. I run a 7-figure interior design firm in Dallas, Texas. And y'all, getting to this point was not easy. So that's what I'm here to share. I thought that running an interior design business would be simple. After all, I had come out of 2 separate, completely unrelated industries where I was responsible for running multi-million-dollar business units. I thought I could launch my interior design business and be a badass. And quite frankly, I nearly crashed and burned. I started my business the year I got married, so I'm a little bit of a late bloomer. I got married when I was 37. That was in 2008. That was the year of the Great Recession. But it wasn't the recession that was making my business difficult. What was making my business difficult is that I was not running it like a business. So when I almost crashed and burned, I had to recalibrate and determine what the problem was. And the problem was me. The problem was that I was not running my business like a business. I was running it like a hobby. And so once I went back to my business training and implemented processes, procedures, systems, checklists, and all of these types of things that I had learned for the decades prior to starting my business, then my business started to turn around. I made money. I wasn't working weekends, nights, and holidays. I wasn't trading my hours for money. My clients accepted the fact that I was a luxury. They weren't shopping me day in and day out and trying to get the best pricing. So, as I said, I'm a late bloomer. I actually adopted my daughter when I was 48 and had the beautiful pleasure of cutting her cord from her birth mother's cord. And she is just such a joy. And I wouldn't be able to have the energy, for one, at my age with a toddler. I wouldn't have the energy or the time to pour into this little babe if my business didn't run itself. So that's what I'm here to share with you is a couple of things. One is that it's never too late to recreate yourself. So secondly, is that it is possible to have a job that you love, make good money, and still have a life. This podcast is going to be all things related to running an interior design business. It's going to be myself sometimes on solo episodes where I am just talking and teaching about what you might be asking for, what I think you might need, what's on my heart. I'll have guests. I'll have mindset guests. I will have, the not so sexy parts of running a business like insurance and contracts and accounting, but these are things that we need to have a conversation about. I will have guests that are other designers and just learning how people are doing things differently because my way's not the only way. I will have my interior designers on for a lively roundtable as we sit around and talk about things that are business related, things that are design related, and just basking in the knowledge that we are not alone. You are not alone. So I also want to promise you that I'm going to be keeping these short and sweet. I don't have the time for a lot of chit chat in my recordings. And I know you don't have a lot of time to listen to me and my guest just yucking it all up. So if you have requests, I'm easy to find. So you can cruise on over to Design for the Creative Mind on the Instagram and say hello. Tell me if there's something that you want to hear. Tell me that you liked the episode. Tell me you didn't like the episode, but do that during a DM and not my public comments. Okay. That would be appreciated. You can also find me on Facebook. Now, I actually have a Facebook group. And yeah, I heard some of you groaning about Facebook. Facebook may not be your favorite platform, but it is a great platform for these public groups. I have a group where I go in and teach live once a week, just a little mini training, but we are building a beautiful community of designers and other creative minds that support and help and refer each other, answer questions, and so forth. You can find me at the Interior Designers Business Launchpad. Say hello. Come on in. If you have a request for the podcast, you can drop it in the comments. If you have a suggestion or anything like that, I am here to serve you. And I want to hear what you want so that I can turn around, create it, and bring it directly into your lap. Or technically, it's your ear right now. What I stand for is community over competition. There's nobody who understands this business like another interior designer. When I was trying to get my business launched, there was so much secrecy. Nobody would tell me how they were pricing. Nobody would tell me how they were scheduling. Nobody would tell me how they were running their projects. And I think a lot of it might have been because they didn't know how. So I am here to change that. And if we have to change the face of our industry and create the professionalism that will warrant the luxury prices for the services that we do and provide an experience. And whether you want to make a 4 or 5 figure leap in your business or a 6-figure leap, everybody has a different definition of success. But my goal is to have that community over competition because the designs, they're all different, but the process should remain the same. So thank you for joining me here at the Design for the Creative Mind business podcast for interior designers and other creatives. I look forward to serving you for a long time to come. Hey, y'all. If you love the show and find it useful, I would really appreciate it if you would share with your friends and followers. And if you like what you're hearing, want to put a face with a name, and get even more business advice, then join me in my Facebook group, the Interior Designers Business Launchpad. Yeah, I know, it's Facebook. But just come on in for the training and then leave without scrolling your feed. It's fun. I promise you'll enjoy it. And finally, I hear it's good for business to get ratings on your podcasts. So please drop yours on whatever platform you use to listen to this. We're all about community over competition. So let's work on elevating our industry one designer at a time. See you next time.